Have you ever felt like the holiday season is a minefield for your diet? Well, it's not just in your head. Between irresistible desserts, family pressure, and the classic, just this once won't hurt line, it's easy to lose control. And here's what nobody tells you. It's not just about the food, but how your emotions and habits lead to these overindulgences. If you think the issue is only about willpower, it's time to rethink that. Want to know how to escape this cycle and get through the holidays without guilt or regret? Stick with me, because I'll show you how to enjoy the festivities without derailing your progress. And the best part, these strategies are things you can start doing right now. Emotions and eating during the holidays. Your eating habits during the holiday season often reflect your emotional state. Anxiety and stress increase cravings for sweets and carbs, and emotional eating takes over. Recognizing these triggers is crucial to avoiding overindulgence. How about listing your most stressful moments and planning healthier ways to deal with them? The holidays also bring nostalgia and longing, which can influence your food choices. A traditional dish might evoke childhood memories, but also stir up difficult emotions. Being mindful of your feelings before you eat can help you make more balanced decisions and stay grounded. The role of trauma in holiday eating patterns. Childhood traumas can resurface in the most unexpected moments, like during a Christmas dinner. A specific food, like a homemade cake, can trigger painful memories. This subtle connection between memory and food often goes unnoticed, but understanding these triggers is key. Writing down your feelings before meals is a great start to identifying emotional patterns. Family gatherings can also bring up past conflicts. Who hasn't felt transported back to an old argument when seeing a difficult relative? In these situations, food often becomes a refuge, almost like emotional armor. Self-compassion can make all the difference here. Before you serve yourself, ask, am I nourishing my body or numbing my mind? And when we talk about repressed trauma, binge eating often becomes an intense response. That second helping of dessert might be a silent cry for comfort. Strategies like journaling your emotions or seeking therapy can help break the cycle. After all, acknowledgement is the first step to transformation. Psychological struggles and eating during the holidays. The holiday season can exacerbate existing eating disorders. For many, the cycle of restriction and binging feels like an emotional roller coaster. For instance, someone might save calories by skipping breakfast to overeat at dinner, only to get stuck in a vicious cycle. Planning balanced meals without extremes can help break this pattern. Seasonal depression, worsened by shorter days and less sunlight, also affects appetite. This can manifest as binge eating or a lack of interest in food. Simple strategies like walking outdoors or using light therapy lamps can help regulate your body and mind. Small changes can make a big difference. Loneliness, common during this time of year, is another driver of emotional eating. Imagine someone spending Christmas alone, finding solace in a pack of cookies. The solution? Create a support network, even virtually, or establish positive rituals like preparing a special meal just for yourself. This reinforces self-care and boosts self-esteem. Social and cultural pressures on holiday eating. Holiday dinners often feel like a food marathon. Who hasn't heard, want seconds? Or aren't you going to try grandma's pie and giving in? Social pressure, no matter how small, can derail even the strongest habits. One practical tip is to rehearse responses like, thanks, I'm full, but it looks delicious. This way, you maintain your boundaries without discomfort. Cultural traditions are another challenge. Hearty dishes are often seen as mandatory, encouraging overindulgence. But balancing tradition with health is possible. Swapping heavy ingredients, like cream, for lighter options allows you to enjoy traditions guilt-free. This way, you honor your culture without compromising your well-being. And, of course, social comparison plays a role. While some post perfect pictures of festive dishes and fit bodies, others feel the weight of expectations. This can lead to toxic eating patterns, like making up for calories the next day. Self-awareness is crucial here. A helpful practice? List personal achievements unrelated to appearance. Your mental health will thank you. The impact of guilt and shame on eating habits. After holiday indulgence, guilt often weighs heavy on your mind. Who hasn't promised themselves, "I'll work it all off at the gym"? But this approach, instead of helping, perpetuates the binge-restrict cycle. Why not try a gentler approach? For example, swapping self-criticism for a reflective walk can help balance your body and mind without punishment. Body shame also intensifies during the season, especially with social media photos. Feeling less than because you don't fit a certain standard can affect your food choices. Recognizing that your worth goes beyond appearance is liberating. A practical tip: write down 3 non-appearance-related qualities you love about yourself every day. This cycle of binging, guilt, and restriction feels like an emotional loop that's hard to break. But small actions can help. Instead of swearing off dessert forever, ask yourself, how can I make my next meal more nutritious? Focusing on the next step creates space for mindful decisions and eases the pressure of all or nothing thinking. Nostalgia, longing, and emotional ties to holiday food. Holiday food often carries stories and memories. The smell of cinnamon on French toast can transport you to your childhood, surrounded by family. At the same time, these dishes can bring up deep longing for loved ones who are no longer here. Acknowledging these emotions is key to avoiding impulsive food choices driven by nostalgia. Traditional dishes often feel like a hug for the palate, but it's easy to lose yourself in that comfort. Imagine using these moments to reframe memories. For example, recreating classic recipes with your personal touch can turn longing into a celebration of renewal without overindulgence. Nostalgia can also influence unconscious eating patterns. Do you find yourself eating certain foods just because they're there, even if you're not hungry? A helpful practice is to ask, am I eating for the memory or because I need it? This simple reflection can start to shift your relationship with festive food, bringing mindfulness to the moment. Healthy coping strategies for the holiday season. Planning your emotions and meals ahead of the holidays can make all the difference. Listing your goals and boundaries helps you stay focused. For example, deciding in advance what and how much to eat reduces the impact of emotional impulses. And don't forget to carve out some time to relax before social events, like listening to music or meditating. Mindfulness techniques are powerful allies. Eating slowly, savoring every bite, connects you to the present and reduces emotional eating. How about trying a simple exercise? When you sit down for dinner, take a deep breath and notice the colors, textures, and aromas of your food before taking the first bite. This fosters a more conscious relationship with your meal. Dealing with emotional triggers from family interactions can be tough, but setting boundaries is essential. Imagine responding to an invasive comment with an assertive yet kind phrase like, "I'd rather not talk about that right now. Thank you." This kind of attitude protects your emotional health and reduces the likelihood of seeking comfort in food. Ultimately, the control is yours. Neurobiological and psychological factors of holiday eating. Dopamine, the pleasure hormone, drives cravings for high-calorie foods during the holidays. The smell of fruitcake or chocolate pie activates this system in your brain, making it hard to resist. A practical tip: before serving yourself, pause and assess your actual hunger. Often, it's your brain, not your stomach, asking for that extra slice. Stress and cortisol also play a role, especially with end-of-year pressures. Family gatherings, last-minute shopping, unmet goals. All of this increases the need for comfort in sugary and fatty foods. Light exercise, like a post-dinner walk, lowers cortisol levels and helps regulate appetite. And let's not forget sleep deprivation, a hidden saboteur of eating choices. Late-night parties and disrupted routines throw off hunger and fullness signals. A poor night's sleep can increase cravings for junk food the next day. Prioritizing rest, even during busy days, is a crucial strategy for keeping your brain and body in sync. Rebuilding a healthy relationship with food after the holidays. After overindulging, it's common to feel the urge to make up for it, but extreme measures only increase emotional pressure. Instead, adopt a balanced plan. Start with simple steps. Choose fresh, nutrient-rich foods without depriving yourself of what you enjoy. Think of each meal as an opportunity to care for yourself, not as punishment. Self-compassion is the foundation of this reset. Instead of criticizing yourself, practice acceptance. Looking in the mirror and saying, "I'm moving at my own pace," may feel strange at first, but it makes a big difference. Additionally, seeking support from a therapist or support groups can provide strength and clarity to build new habits. Maintaining these new habits requires practical strategies to avoid setbacks. Creating a routine with planned meals and enjoyable physical activities is essential. Why not try a new healthy recipe or a different workout? Adding variety keeps your motivation alive. That way, food becomes an ally again, not a source of guilt. Now that you understand the emotional, psychological, and social impacts of the holidays on your eating habits, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue repeating patterns that lead to guilt and overindulgence? Or will you use these strategies to take control? You already know that balance is the key, but it starts with one decision. How about starting small? Plan a meal, breathe before eating, try something new. These simple actions can lead to a powerful transformation. Are you ready to build a lighter, healthier relationship with food? And if you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's embark on this journey of learning and growth together, improving your emotional and eating habits.